today. I'm assuming you got no final decisions yet for tomorrow's game.
No, and you're absolutely right. Darnell skated, Adam Larson skated, Benoit Pouliot skated. I would doubt very much that Benoit's ready to go, but the other two, there's a potential of them playing.
Todd, in your mind, is playing with desperation, is that message starting to really sink in with the guys now? I know it's only been a few games, but...
Yeah, it's been, the players are starting to talk to me about it, so I think the message is beginning to sink in. And our group's been desperate, but we just haven't been at the highest level that we need to be. I thought since the Tampa game, both in Washington last night and in Florida, it went way up. And it showed in the type of game that we played. We weren't successful in both, but we gave ourselves a chance, and that's what we need at this time of the year.
What do you miss most about not having Larson on your defense, say, against a team like Washington?
Well, in my opinion, his ability to defend and his physicality. He keeps some skilled players honest, and either in open ice, along the boards, or around the net front area. So that comes into play, and then when you're doing that, you're physical. It allows a guy like Clef to be more aggressive and roam free as a breakout player, as a guy that joins the rush, and his offense comes into play a little bit more. So that's what we're missing.
Darnell brings the group a certain emotional intensity as well. I mean, he lives with Connor, but he plays the game with some passion and some guts, doesn't he?
He certainly does. It's been a trait of his for many years now, not just with us, but as he came through the junior ranks. And that's one thing you can always count on from Darnell is the intensity and the passion's there. We've got to remember he's been out for a long, long time, so when he does get to play, we'll have to manage him a little bit, maybe minutes-wise and his matchup, but also allow him to get back into it. There may be some mistakes that he typically doesn't make, but that happens with any player after being out for a few months.
Todd, you've touched on it, but I just wanted to elaborate on it. Do you come out of last night's game against Washington thinking you're not quite there, but you're getting real close?
Like I said last night, we believe as a group that we can play against any team in the league. On a one-night basis. We want the opportunity to test that in a 7-game series. That's a different animal, but right now we can only go based on individual games until we get that opportunity if we work ourselves there. We've played against some really good hockey clubs and been able to stick with them. Been able to beat them. Some nights we're not the better team, but we find ways to win, and other nights we play real well and maybe don't quite get the win. So we're right there with anybody in the league, and that means we're growing as a team, and we're slowly getting better.
Is that the best team you've played this year?
Washington?
Yeah.
We've played a lot of good teams.
Top to bottom, it doesn't look like there's a reason.
You're not going to get me to answer that question.
Why not? They got 89 to lead in the league.
Well, standings-wise, they would be the best team, but there's some really good teams in the league. I don't need any. Yeah. You're not helping me, Matty. Hey?
Okay. How do you think Drake Caggiula is playing?
How do I think Drake Caggiula is playing? I think he's adjusting from center to wing now. I think he's getting scoring opportunities that have to be finished, a number of them a night, and some of that's confidence. Look back to what he did in college, his initial year to his fourth year. In the fourth year, his confidence was so high, everything he was shooting was going in the net. And maybe that comparison now is that he's not quite there, but we believe he can get there.
So you played him like over 40 straight games, which is pretty good for a rookie without taking him out. But his offense has kind of dried up.
I like his pace.
That's what I was going to ask.
I like his pace. He's quick. We've got a lot of size. We've got some heaviness to our team. I like his quickness. He's quick to lose pucks. He's become an efficient penalty killer, and the quickness on the penalty kill. So,
Just a thought on Nashville. It's the team that's up next. You're going to see them play tonight against Washington, but they've had some success of late against the Oilers. What makes them a difficult challenge for you?
well, it starts in goal. Again, I don't know who we'll get tomorrow, with back-to-back games. But both of their goaltenders provide different challenges. Pecoreni is huge. He's confident. He's played very well against us, and he has the ability to handle the puck. I think their back end controls the game for them. It always has. The team's been built around that. And then their forwards are very opportunistic. We've got some really really good energy people that create opportunities for some of their shooters. And you look at a guy like Forsberg, he's got 6 goals in his last 2 games, so he's obviously very confident.
Are you noticing that pretty much every team now wants to go with their best offensive line against Connor's line rather than some checkers?
Again, it depends on who you play against. There's some coaches out west that have a strong belief in having a checking line against them. There's others that are going to play their top lines. When those high-end players are playing 21, 22 minutes a night, if you solely rely on a checking line to go against them, you're shutting down some of your own offensive players. So it's personal preference for a coaching staff.
It does seem like in the West they would rather play like Kessler or somebody against Connor, but in the East, Florida played like Barkov's line, and then last night it was, Kuznetsov, and then the night before it was Johnson and stuff, as opposed to checkers.
Well, maybe their best players are checkers. Maybe, and I can't speak for other teams. I don't know what their thought process is or how or why they do things, but often your 22-minute forward is sometimes your best checker as well, so they don't mind going head-to-head.